So what's your career? What do you do? Um, I shove a camera in my kid's face and I make $1 million a year off of filming them be children. Do you ever worry that they might be exploited? In this house, you better be exploited, because if not, we're not making money. Anyways, this thing is gonna be, it's a washed over topic, let me preface that. I know it, like every single people who has a podcast is like, children, you should not, like, they talk about like parents that exploit their children. But I don't care. I simply don't care. I've come to the point where I'm like, let's wash over this topic. I know a million people have covered it, let's do it again. Pivot. Okay, so again, we're going over a washed up topic. Here's a San Pellegrino, fucking delicious. Will sell my soul for these any day of the week. But anyways, we're going over exploited children. As I previously said in the beginning clip, washed over, I know, everyone covers it and they're like, this is so wrong, this is child abuse. What I'm gonna cover, which I haven't seen a lot of people do here, is they'll talk about how it's wrong and that they're like putting these children's lives on the internet. I'm gonna talk more about the sexualization that we see in the daughters of these families and how the parents, not only will they know what is happening, they will continue and perpetuate it. Like, they will purposely set their daughters up to be sexualized, or they will not prevent it. Let's start. I usually do an inspiration, like why I'm mad about this specifically. I'm mad about a lot of things, but like, let's start with here. I feel fucking stupid for having to explain. It's a very serious topic, but when I open my mouth and I have to explain this to you, if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, there is this father and son duo, and they start off and they posted Costco videos where they just be in Costco and they'd review the food in Costco, and they'd do a over or under where they'd like have people guess how much they spent. So this whole rant I'm about to go on is inspired by the Costco guys. Okay, so anyways, they go viral, I like to say April this year, and they go viral because of one of their videos, like double chocolate chip cookie. Okay, and everyone's laughing about it. It's like the new micro chat. But these guys, they catch this wave of fame, and it wasn't like they were doing bad before, but they've got a new level of fame here, and they're not gonna let it go. Okay, they're getting their money. So they've done this insane level of marketing to the death of it. Like, they've used every joke, they've used it to its death. Every day they wake up, they rub their little defibrillators together and they go boom. That's literally their catchphrase. Okay, they're reviving each other. Wake up, and they do the CPR. It's like a Grey's Anatomy scene. Okay, every single morning they just pump and they pump and they pump. Okay, Meredith Way and these motherfucking father and son till the ends of the earth. So they're doing that. I need this. Okay, so they're waterboarding this joke here. And so they're running out of content, and they're like, guys, we need to make this last. So they start introducing the mother, and they bring the mother in, and then it's like a whole family thing. And this is where it gets in. They bring their daughter, Ashley. I don't know her age actually. She's like 13, 14 from what I've heard. They're setting this teenage girl up. And I might post a few clips of it, of their comment section here. But there's comments talking, like, when I mean sexualizing here, I mean grossly, disgustingly, like what they're typing in looks like a Pornhub search browser. It is filthy. It is disgusting. And it's insane. And I'm telling you that they know these comments exist because they respond to comments. They're seeing these comments and they're allowing their daughter to they're continuing to post their daughter. Not only that, but they're including her more because they get more views. And they have her wear very tight-fitting clothing. I don't know if she chooses to wear this. I would assume not because I know she's seen those comment sections and she does not seem happy. She seems like she's being forced into this. You can see her face. Her body reactions are not one of someone who's having a good, jolly time. So they're forcing her into this. And they're posting specific clips, and they're having her wear clothing. And they're allowing, and they're having their audience sexualize her, and they're building on that. They're using that gross, perverted obsession of their daughter, and they're using it. They're exploiting her. That's what it is. They are exploiting her for monetary internet value. And this isn't a new thing. We see this so much. I forget her name. Oh my god. There's this mother and she'd post her toddler. She would post her toddler eating explicit, not foods that are like explicit in general, but you know how the internet is. And her videos would get an insane ratio of favorites to likes. And unfortunately, we know what that means. And there were people coming to her and they're saying, your daughter is on a CP website. Your daughter is being masturbated to by adult grown men who are perverts. And everyone was telling her this. Everyone was like, you're exploiting your daughter. Your daughter is being posted on the internet. Your daughter is being put in harm's way. Delete your account. People have been telling this for her for years, I think. And it wasn't until a 13-year-old girl had to go out and DM someone who was trying to get her to stop and say, I had an older boyfriend and he would tell me that he wanted me to, that he liked those videos and that he would, and it was not until that did this mother delete her videos. So for months on end, she had millions of people telling her, delete your goddamn videos because creeps are preying on your daughter. You are setting your daughter up. And it was not until she had straight, hard evidence did she do it. If someone is telling me, this goes for anyone, if someone goes up to me in public and says, there's this guy creeping me out, I'm believing them. Especially if there's hundreds of thousands of people telling me that these videos are getting lusted after, or getting exploited, or getting put onto websites. You don't have to tell me twice. You don't have to. No, you shouldn't. And she knew this. I'm 100% sure she knew this. And she continued making those videos because she made money. Because she made money and she didn't give a shit. Or she tried to be oblivious to it. She forced herself into oblivion so she didn't have to deal with the fact that she was exploiting her daughter. So here we are. And we can see this with like family YouTube channels too. I can name a few where they have their sons and then they have their daughters and they put their kids' love lives on the forefront. Like they're like, oh, Stacy's going out on a date this weekend. Oh my god. You should not be that excited and you should not be posting that publicly. Get out. Leave. So, yeah, these families are exploiting their children. It just, I hope CPS takes your children. I hope your children are gone. They're like, it's like their children are like this petri dish, and they're looking at all the bacterial perverts pop up, and they're like, this is good, let's write it down. Your child is not, and I know it's, like I'm thinking about now, it's so hard to prosecute that. Whoops. You didn't hear that. Okay, whoops. It's so hard to prosecute that because child exploitation, I do believe it's a crime, but it would be hard for an ADA to prosecute that because they may be posting their child on explicit sites, but just simply posting their child while knowing that there's people who are doing that, I don't know if that's a crime. You could argue it that it's endangering said child. You could definitely argue that, but I think it's uncharted waters in our criminal system right now. In America, more in the United States. I don't know anywhere else. But no. It is just very angering. And I think it's angering for everyone. And I think a lot of people have said this, but in the upcoming years, we're going to have children who are on these channels and where part of these families come out and say da 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 da. So, yes. But I think these family channels and these famous people have created a wave of exploitation that we haven't seen before. That we have not seen, that child exploitation more specifically, that we haven't had to deal with. Because we've had child celebrities, but this, it's different. Okay, they're not working. They're not actors. It's just very hard to work with it, but it's very frustrating. And it's very obvious that they're thriving off of this, so don't be a pervert in those comment sections. I don't think anyone who would watch these videos would be, but I swear to God, if you know someone who goes in these comment sections, I don't care if it's a joke. I'm telling you, they're not joking. People are like, but it's a joke. It's a ha-ha funny laugh. In what world is sexualizing a child? And if your behavior aligns with pedophiles, connect the dots. If your behavior aligns with pedophiles, connect the dots. You are no different. I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care if it's a funny haha. You are a creep.